Well, another day on the treadmill. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of you. I'm feeling pretty good today. I think I went to bed around 9 p.m. and got up at 6, so that's a good night. That's like 9 hours to get 8 hours of sleep because I woke up a few times throughout the night and was awake for different amounts of times for each of those, but none of them excessively long. So I feel like I got my 8 hours of sleep. The headache I had yesterday on the treadmill did go away. Didn't end up having to take anything for that, so that's good. And I realized that I haven't even talked about food yet, which is not intentional. Well, I mean, I mentioned that I ate potato chips a lot. Yes, a whole bag. Of Pops or something, 750 calories, so not as much as a whole bag of like regular chips. However, not ideal. I knew what I was doing though. I'm a pretty conscious eater, so in fact, I want to say a 100% conscious eater. Like, I'm aware when I'm eating everything, and I'm making a choice to do it. So I don't really particularly regret that. I mean, my whole thing is don't buy it. Is the path to success for me, even though I live within walking distance of a grocery store. So, I mean, that should make it better for me because I could say, hey, if you really want it, you will walk out and get it, which is true. Anyway, I don't know. We were at the store for something else, and I bought them 2 bags, and I ate them, and I ate another one last night. And again, conscious, and no regrets, and I think it's because I haven't really started to cut calories yet. So had I started to cut calories and then I blew it by eating 750 of unnecessary calories like that, I would probably be bummed because I had set a goal and then, well, actually, it's not about setting a goal. It's about the fact that, like, you had stuck to it all day and then you ruined it in the last hour or two of the evening, which is pretty much, that's my MO. Like, I really don't eat junky meals. I don't eat fast food much at all. I mean, I don't eat fast food at all. I mean, I eat at quick places. What do they call them? I can't remember. It's the tier over fast food, so it's like quick restaurant now. Can't remember what it's called, but you know why? Because I'm 51. No, how old am I? Yeah, 51. I around this time of the year, my birthday is in October, and I always get confused about whether I'm my current age or whether I'm my next age. Like, once it gets close enough that I've projected out, then I start going, wait a second, which one am I? So I'm 51. So that's why I can't remember what they call the tier of restaurants in the industry that are over fast food. So it's like quality, like a Panera or a Five Guys or a Potbelly. The places where you can go in, you can order your food at the counter. You either get it at the counter or they bring it to your table, but it's not like a waitress or a waiter or wait person bringing it to your table. And it tends to be, have healthier options than fast food. The whole point being, that's not where I blow my calories. In general, over my lifetime, I'll eat mostly healthy throughout the day. When I'm trying to lose weight, I'll eat consciously and healthy all day long, and then I'll blow it at the end of, last 3 hours of the day with emotional eating on junk food, in addition to my dinner meal. Anyhow, that's a lot of words just to say that I'm not really upset about the chips because I am not on a weight loss journey yet. So I haven't even started changing my eating yet, which was the whole point I was trying to get to at the very beginning, which is that, the whole purpose of doing this program is to make lifestyle changes that will stick and make them not necessarily one at a time, but make them at a speed and an increment and an amount that I can stick with 100% as I'm making them. So I'm stacking them. I'm stacking all of my successes as I go along. And a year from now, I'll be in better shape. I'll feel better. I will have to have lost weight because I do plan to change my eating, but losing weight isn't my goal. It's going to be an outcome of all the healthy lifestyle changes I've made. Critically more important to me is, at this point in my life, is quality of life. I don't want to be in pain. I want to be physically strong. I want to forget that I have asthma like I did before, totally in my lifetime, adult life. Since I've been exercising all those years, I forgot. I didn't forget. I thought I had outgrown my childhood asthma, basically. And as I became more sedentary during my mom caregiving years, I realized, no, you haven't. You still have asthma. Just because you don't have attacks or don't need medicine to live a normal life doesn't mean you don't have asthma. So, at some point I will go to a lung doctor and get that checked out. I guess since I didn't have asthma attacks, or it didn't prevent me from living a normal life, I didn't think it was important, because I really don't want to take on additional medicine, when I don't have to, because medicine's combined. Some medicines can't be taken with one or the other. My thing is, at some point, most of us are going to have to take medicine for something that's critical, and I'd rather have a space for that, to not have to worry about how it's going to impact everything else that I'm already doing. Anyway, haven't talked about food. Some of you, if you joined and on day one you started making, deciding what change you were going to make, food was your first change, which is great too. Doesn't matter which way you approach this lifestyle change thing. The whole goal is healthier, stronger, fitter. Can we say that? So you might have already made some food changes, and I plan to, for sure. Can't say exactly how long from now it's going to be. Honestly, it is, maybe that won't sound strange to other people. For me, it hinges on launching a new project in my business. So once I get that done, it's not only that, it is launching the new project. That is the thing. But the reason that there's also pressure on the other side of it, not only financial, but there's pressure of something happening with my mom that then pulls me back again. And so I'm trying to build something, or I am building something. I'm not trying to. I'm building it around the concept that I can keep it going and maintain it if something happens with my mom that I need to take action on and be an everyday part of. Can't imagine there's anything that's going to, if I get this thing launched, I couldn't get it launched when she was needing me every single day, all day long. I couldn't get it launched when she was in assisted living, but then my rug was pulled out if she would have a health concern, because they dump it back on you. You got to take them to the hospital. You've got to be there with them at skilled nursing, unless you want to, on top of the cost of assisted living plus skilled nursing, you wanted to hire a private person, which not only financially do I not want to do that, but I'm the only person on the planet who she trusts and knows is out for her well-being. And people with Alzheimer's, don't want to get a downer here, but people with Alzheimer's they worry, they stress, they panic, they're in terror. And I mean terror, not fear, about everything. She can't hold on to a thought for more than 10 seconds, probably less than 10 seconds, honestly. And she can't understand necessarily what her condition is, and if you explain something to her, she can't hold on to that. So she's living in terror a lot of the time. So of course, if she's not with people, she has become familiar with some of the caregivers, at her assisted living, because she's in the memory care unit, which is a lockdown, so that's like a certain number of people. So she's become familiar with them, and she might not know their names, but she feels like, they're there to take care of her. But in a skilled nursing place like she was before, she doesn't know these people. She's in a room by herself. I needed to be there with her, and the whole point being, once I get this project launched, I'll be able to provide any need she needs and keep this thing going because I'm designing it that way. But until that happens, I'm eating my way through the stress. That doesn't mean I'm going crazy, but wherever my metabolism now, whether it's attributable to hypothyroidism, which I haven't had opportunity to be tested yet, but whether it's attributable to that or something, or stress or cortisol, or I don't think I have adrenal fatigue anymore, but menopause, whatever it's attributable to, I'll be able to address, not only change my food, but also address that with the doctor, with blood test, with whatever testing I can get done there. I know I can, I say I know now, I've certainly made changes and lost 0.0 pounds in the past during these last several years. I've also made changes where I had to make extraordinary changes in order to lose 1 pound a week. And when I say extraordinary, I was working out 5 to probably 6 days a week for maybe an hour and a quarter, an hour and a half, still at that 8 to 9 rate of perceived exertion, so really hard, eating 1,200 calories, and I know how to count calories. I'm not losing anything in there. Like, I was eating things that were marked or that I could calculate accurately. I don't lose calories on dressings and stuff like that. It's not that I don't eat them, but I know what I'm doing. I don't overpour or whatever. And 1,200 calories, working out hard 5 to 6 days a week, 1 pound a week is a little bit low. And that was the best case scenario that I hit. Like I said, there were other times I made changes and I lost 0 pounds. And then once my circumstances changed during that period of time, that I lost 23 pounds. I can't remember. It was either 23 weeks. Yeah, something. I am going to pull all this together and post it for you guys. But when I lost that, immediately after I changed back to like maybe a normal diet of eating, let's say 1,700 calories a day, 1,700 calories a day, I started gaining back like a pound a week, So it's like, okay, where's the motivation for this? Like, if you can, it's one thing to sacrifice a lot, to lose weight, and then to not be able to go crazy when you get off of the thing, and expect to maintain. That's understandable. But to be at some reasonable rate that should, easily be helping you maintain, or for other people might even make them lose, but you're just praying for maintenance, and then to have that packing on a pound a week, it's ridiculous. So again, the last time I tried to make weight loss changes, I was still going to my mom's house in another city for a week and then coming back to my kids for a week. I had gym memberships here and a gym membership there at her house. And that was at a time when, I could leave her in her house by herself. Like, she needed me for her daily care and needs, but I didn't feel like she was going to wander off out of her house. So I could leave her, go to the gym, come back. And she lived in an area where her gym was like $10 a month. That was a nice gym. So I was like, okay, that's a no-brainer. But in any case, the whole point is it's dejecting to make a lot of sacrifices and either not lose weight or to lose weight at such a slow rate and then to gain it back like double time when you're not even doing anything excessive. So like I said, I am going to pull all that information together for you guys because I tracked it all. Because I truly believe in tracking as a method for for making change, because you can see in numbers and in dates and in measurements what has changed. So all to say, at some point I'll change my eating. I'm sure some of you are already on that journey, and I'll catch right up to you in terms of making that a priority. Probably within the next couple of weeks, I'd say. Again, it's all hinging on this business project for me because I'm an emotional eater. So, and speaking of emotional eating, I don't plan a reality in which I won't be an emotional eater. That's just, I'm 51. I've been wired this way my whole life. It doesn't mean I can't make a successful eating plan around that concept, right? I mean, like, for example, those chips. Why do I eat them? Because they're puffy, and so it's like crunch, 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 crunch. You know, that's the kind of feeling I wanted to have. Honestly, in the past, I've gotten that from baby carrots. It doesn't taste the same, sort of doesn't matter. Because emotional eating, I just want that crunch, 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 right? And sometimes you want smooth and creamy, probably making people crave things, so I'm going to stop talking about that. But in any case, there are substitutes. Let me just say one. Not everybody likes yogurt, but a substitute for me for creamy is Greek flavored yogurt. It's smooth, it's creamy, it's sweet because it's flavored, but Greek yogurt has a lot of protein in it and not many calories, considering. And, if you look, make sure you get a good brand, doesn't have a ton of sugar. And you can look at the label. These days, I think they're required, companies of a certain size are required not only to list sugar on their label, but they're required to break out how much of that sugar is added sugar. And what that means is not naturally occurring sugar. So let's say in a Greek flavored yogurt, they might have strawberry flavor. Some of that sweetness and some of that sugar is coming from fruit sugars that naturally occur in the strawberries. And some is coming potentially from sugar that they add because the strawberries aren't making it sweet enough. So you can look at that on the label and make good choices. So anyway, that's my day. It's been a long one. I hope that you have a good day, a good rest of the day, or you had a good day and you're looking back on it proud of yourself and happy with how it went. Not every day will be good. That's okay too. You made it through another day. You can start again tomorrow fresh when you wake up. You are doing this for yourself, not to yourself. So make changes that are empowering you and fueling you and you can be successful with, so that it will fuel you to make the next change or fuel you to keep that change going. And there's no competition. There's no right or wrong here. The only right or wrong is to make changes you can stick with, and don't add on a new change until you have that first one solid. And that might take some tweaking. You might change your mind. Maybe that's not the change you want to make. Maybe you try it, you tweak it a couple times, still not working for you, you're still not able to stick with it. Maybe this isn't the time. Go to a different change. Maybe you don't want to even have a change that has to do with your physical health yet. Maybe your house is really cluttered and it really mentally and emotionally weighs on you. Maybe your changes are to address that first, and that even that provides movement, right? If you're dealing with clutter around your house. So maybe you just want to make the first change that you make to, clean up certain areas of your house and, chunk it down. So it's very clear, like, just today I'm just going to do that kitchen junk drawer. Just today I'm going to do my bedroom closet, or the linen closet, or something, very simple that's, and I shouldn't say simple because I know how complicated these things can get, believe me, or maybe you're just starting with water. Maybe your only goal right now is to drink 2 glasses of water a day, because typically you don't drink any. I know I'm in that camp. I really, when I go to the gym, I'm great. I have this big thing of water I take that I think is 32 ounces for let's see, let me think about this. I think it's 30 ounces, and I usually drink about 1.5 of them. So while I really shouldn't count that water because I'm sweating it out immediately. At least I'm getting water, right? So for some of you, maybe that's the only change you got going right now. Who cares? I mean, the whole message here is better. Just get better at whatever thing that you want to focus on. And what thing you focus on is different than what thing I'm focusing on and everybody else listening to this is focusing on. And who cares? You do you, so decide what you want to change. And even if you're the kind of person that needs to, which I sort of am, I'm not in this case, but for other things I am, where I need to write everything out to see the whole picture before I zoom in to address one piece. Maybe you're that person. Who cares? Write all the things down that you have in your brain so you can dump them all out, and then just choose one to start with. And choose one you can succeed with, because we're building successes. That's the whole goal here. We want to build on success. And to do that, you have to make it achievable. So if you're setting a new goal today, make it achievable. And don't add it if you can't keep up the other things that you added already. And or if you want to remove one of the things you added already because you no longer want to do that. But we don't want to be swapping out habits and losing progress we've made in one area to add progress in another. You only want to remove things if you truly don't want that in your life anymore. So that's today. I'm finding that I often have multiple sign-offs. I'm ready to sign off. Oh no, there's more to say. So anyway, I'll let you go for today. Hope you have a great day. Hope you had a great day. And I will talk to you tomorrow.